Good morning, students. Welcome to the next class of electronic measurements and instrumentation. So presently we are dealing the subject of EMI. So today our topic is dual trace CRO and electronic switch. So in the previous class also we have discussed the concept of dual trace CRO. We have seen the block diagram of dual trace CRO and dual beam CROs, and we have compared the dual beam CRO and dual trace CRO. Let us continue the topic of dual trace CRO with a practical example. That is, here we have taken a practical block diagram, that is a real-time block diagram of a dual trace CRO. So it will take just 5 to 10 minutes for today's discussion about the dual trace CRO. So coming to that, the dual trace CRO has different types of blocks. For any type of CRO, we have some of the block diagrams, and so we have the basic blocks. So these are the blocks which will be available in this practical CRO. That is the first one, Y channels. So Y channels means channel 1, channel 2, that is Y directional information, volts per division. That is amplitude informations of two channels, Y1 and Y2. Two channels information is available. Channel switching. For seeing the input signals behavior on the CRO, otherwise display of the CRT, we need a channel switching operations. Why? Because in the dual trace CRO, we cannot see at a time two signals behavior. First we can see channel A information, then after some time we can see the channel B information. So like that we can see channel A information, channel B, channel A, channel B, channel A, channel B. Like that we can see the channels information. If you want to see that information, that is alternative mode of the dual trace CRO, we need a switching, electronic switching operation we require. That is we are calling as a channel switching. Next, triggering. Next, time-based generator. Next, X-channel amplifiers circuit and cathode ray tube circuit and power supply circuit. So these are the total 7 blocks will be available in the dual trace CRO. So this is a complete block diagram of dual trace CRO of a real-time machine which will operating with 0 to 15 megahertz operation. Let us see this diagram clearly. Here you can see this is a block diagram. In the block diagram, this is the part of CRO. So let us see. So this is the part of the CRO. So this is the CRT, cathode ray tube. So let us see the remaining blocks in this block diagram. So the first one, this is the Y channel amplifiers, that is channel A. So this is the channel A amplifier. This is the channel A amplifier. In this channel A amplifier, we have channel A in probe, and we have after the probe connection we have an attenuator, next input stage, and we have the pre-amplifier, and we have the switched amplifier. So this is the first channel A amplifier related block, and the same block diagram, the same amount of blocks will be available for the channel B also. So here you can give the channel B information, that is you can give the second signal information here. So this is the channel B. For the channel B, we have the attenuator, input stage, preamplifier and switched amplifier. So this is the channel B information. So Y channel amplifier A and Y channel amplifier, Y channel B channel B. So first Y1, Y2, the two channels are available. So these are called Y amplifiers. Okay, so this is about Y directional amplifiers. That is, in this amplifier we can adjust the attenuation from 10 dB, 20 dB up to 40 dB, and here we have some volts per division knobs also. Next, coming to here, So this is an external triggering switch. So we can give the triggering internally, externally. If you want to use the external triggering, you have to use this circuitry. And here, this is the X channel amplifier. So this is the X channel amplifier. This portion is X channel amplifier. This is the X channel amplifier. In this X channel amplifier, what actually external amplifier it will takes the information from channel A, channel B information after the vertical amplifier. It will collect the data. So see here, it will pick the data from the channel B and channel A vertical amplifier outputs. So this is the output of the vertical amplifier of the channel A. This is the channel B. These two informations we are dragging to here to the triggering circuit of the horizontal deflection system. What are the blocks are available in the horizontal deflection system? In the horizontal deflection system, we have the first trigger circuit, next sweep generator circuit, next horizontal amplifier. So this is the triggering circuit. After triggering the circuit, we have some of the hardware connectivity. In the real time, we need a lot of operations. So for that reason, we have a lot of blocks. In these blocks, the sweep generator, the triggering circuit first one, second one sweep generator circuit, sawtooth generator and X amplifier. These four blocks are very important. And see what are the remaining blocks. The remaining blocks here we have trigger polarity stage, amplifier stage, pulse shaper stage, next differentiator, sweep gating multivibrator, sweep generator and finally X final amplifier. So these are the X channel systems. These are the X channel system. Next, this is the CRT. This is the CRT. Sure. Next. So this is the channel switch. So this is the electronic switch which will actually this is the block diagram related to dual trace CRO. In the dual trace CRO we have an electronic switch. So this is the switching part. Here we have an electronic switch which will use for alternate mode of dual trace CRO or chop mode of dual trace CRO. With this switching operation we can see more signals in different time periods. So the last one, here we have the triggering switch. Internal triggering, external triggering, or channel A triggering, or channel B triggering. So or line triggering, these are the triggering parts. And so the final one, high voltage supply. So here we have the power supply circuit. This is completely power supply circuit. In this power supply circuit, we have high voltages block and low voltages block. Two blocks are available. These two blocks are connected from the transformer. This transformer is connected from the regulator and this is the main supply. So here we are giving the main supply. From the main supply to the power supply direction will be in this way. So it is connected to the all the parts of the CRO, dual trace CRO. So this is the complete block diagram of the dual trace CRO. See once again clearly. I will erase all the marks. So this is the total block diagram. So this is the first Y channel amplifier, channel A, Y channel amplifier, that is channel B, and next external triggering circuit, next X channel amplifier, next CRT, next electronic switch, next triggering circuit. Finally, here we have the power supply module. These are the parts. So once again see clearly. So for this type of dual trace CRO, we have a lot of specifications. Let us see the specifications of this dual trace CRO of 0 to 15 megahertz. Right. So the specifications of this dual trace CRO. The specifications of this dual trace CRO. So the maximum sensitivity of this one is 5 millivolts per division and bandwidth is 15 megahertz. This bandwidth, this sensitivity we are representing with the parameters of gain and frequency. Right? The gain we are representing with 5 millivolts per division and the bandwidth is 15 megahertz. Next, its operating temperature plus 5 degrees centigrade to 40 degrees centigrade. That is, it is not works for the lower temperatures. Next, coming to that, the major important one, CRT, cathode ray tube. The cathode ray tube, we have here for the cathode ray tube, we said lot of features are there for the CRT, size, operating voltages, like we have seen lot of things. Those things we will see now. So the measuring area, that is 8 into 10 divisions. That is 8 divisions in the vertical directions and 10 divisions in the horizontal directions. So 1 centimeter is equal to 1 division. Totally this is 8 by 10 centimeter size area it has. Next, screen type. It is using B31 phosphorus material or 3B1 phosphorus material. Next, total acceleration voltage. Here nearly it is 2 kV. Next, so this is about CRT. This is about total the CRT specifications. Next, vertical amplifier. For the vertical amplifier, the input impedance is 1 megawatts per 35 picofarads and maximum rated input voltages are 400 volts DC plus AC peak. There is no damage in that situation. This is the maximum input voltages. So let us continue with some more specifications. So here we have the time-based generator. So the time-based generator has mainly the time-based coefficients. The time-based coefficients is 0.2 seconds per division to 0.5 seconds per division in 2 by 9 segmentations. Next, triggering circuits. So here we have for triggering, channel A is there, channel B is there, and external triggering also available. Next mode, it is works on AC or TV. Next, power supply. Coming to the power supply, here we have the voltage rating 220 volts plus or minus 10%. Up to 20 volts lesser or 20 volts, 22 volts higher, it is ready to work. That means up to 242 volts it can work, and up to nearly 198 volts also it is ready to for 198 input voltages also it is ready to work. 198. Next, frequency 50 hertz, and here the power 30 VA and sizes nearly 378 in the length direction, 348 in the width direction, and 142 in the height direction. Total volume capacity they have given. That is the size of this dual trace CRO. Next, weight 5 kgs nearly approximately it has. Next, the last one, X deflection amplifier. Here we have the phase shift of 3 to 10 kilohertz and accuracy is 5%. So these are the totally the specifications of dual trace CRO. So this is about dual trace CRO. Right? Next we will continue this topic with an electronic switch. Before going to that electronic switch, see that an example machine of dual trace CRO. So in this dual trace CRO, we have here volts per division knob 1, volt per division knob 2. This is for channel A, this is channel B, and this is the times per division. And here we have vertical position knobs. That is for the channel A information. Vertically you can place wherever you want here. That you can place here. That you can place here. Here for the channel B. And intensity adjustment, focus adjustment. Next, trigger level adjustment. Next, hold off period. Next, position in vertical direction. This is vertical direction position. This is horizontal direction position. Next, here we have here sweep adjustment option. Next, AC, DC, ground position knobs. And this is the ground connection externally and external triggering circuit. These are the major blocks. These are the major blocks of the dual trace CRO. Okay, right. Let us continue our discussion with electronic switch. Electronic switch, which is used in the dual trace CRO. So this is a basic block diagram of that electronic switch, right? I said that the electronic switch is connected in between the channel A and channel B, that we have seen in the previous discussions. In the today's CRO block diagram we have seen, in the last class CRO block diagram also we have seen. So see here, we have the channel A information here, channel B information here. Here we have gate 1, gate 2, and here we have square wave generator, and this is finally we are giving to the vertical amplifier. So what it does, if it takes the channel A information, it will send to the vertical amplifier. So this is the total electronic switch. This electronic switch either sends the channel A information to the vertical amplifier, channel A information to the vertical amplifier, or channel B information to the vertical amplifier based on the different time periods. Okay, and coming to that, here we have R1 and R2. Two resistors are available, two gates are available, one position control potentiometer is available, and square wave generator is available. Let us see the discussion in deeply. Right. The electronic switch is a device that enables two signals to be displayed simultaneously on the screen by a single gun CRT. So we have only one electron gun. With that electron gun, we can display simultaneously the two channels of information. We can simultaneously see the information. We can simultaneously see the two channels or two signals of informations. Next, each signal is applied to a separate gain control and gate stage. So each signal has a separate gain control. How we will adjust the gain control? What are the gain adjusting parameters are available, that we will see. The gates stages are alternatively biased to cut off by square wave signals from the square wave generator. The gate stage are alternatively biased to cut off by square wave signals from the square wave generator. So this is the major purpose of square wave generator. It will bias whatever the signal you want connect to the vertical amplifier, that you can bias with the square wave generator. Therefore, only one gate is in a condition to pass the signal in any given time with the help of square wave generator. So if it is in the low amplitude value, then it will passes the one gate information to the vertical amplifier. Otherwise, if it is in the another stage of the square wave generator, then it will send another gate input signal to the vertical amplifier. In this way, it connects to the vertical amplifier. The outputs of both stages are applied directly to the oscilloscope inputs. So the output of these two stages are connected to the vertical amplifier, or finally it is connected to CRT. So let us see. This is the previously we have seen the generalized block diagram, but this is the detailed circuit of electronic switch. So this is electronic switch circuits. In this electronic switch circuit, we have R1. Here we have R1, R2 base potentiometers. Here we have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Four switches are available. R1, R2, two resistors are available. These two resistors are generally we are taking for gain adjustment purpose. How much gain you require by varying this potentiometer by variable otherwise by varying this variable resistor, you can take that much of gain. So based on your requirement, you can select the gain by using R1 and R2 resistors. And Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 are these. We have R3, R4 voltage divider network or resistor divider network, and R5 we have one more variable resistor, and here we have finally the square wave generator, and here we are connecting to the final output. So this is the final output stage. to the vertical amplifier. This is the final output stage to the vertical amplifier. Okay, let us see what about these components. What is this component and what is the purpose of that component? So let us see detailedly. So I have placed the circuit diagram again there. Now we will see the discussion. Here R1 and R2 are the gain controls used to adjust the amplitudes of the channel A and channel B. Channel A amplitude and channel B amplitude we can adjust with the help of R1 and R2 resistors. Next, Q1 and Q2 are the amplifiers and Q3, Q4 are the switches. Here I said that previously we are using four transistors. These two transistors we are using as amplifiers. These two amplifiers we are using as switches. Q1, Q2 are the amplifiers and Q3, Q4 are the switches. Input signal 1 is applied to Q1 through gain control R1. So the input signal channel A, so this is the input signal 1 is connected to the vertical amplifier through R1 resistor and Q1 transistor, and input signal 2 is applied Q2 through gain control R2. The second input signal we are connecting to the output stage through R2 and Q2 transistors. Okay. Next, the square wave generator alternatively biases first Q3 and then Q4 is cut off. When the channel 1 information is connected to output, then Q3 the square wave generator alternatively biases the first Q3 and then Q4 is cut off state. So the Q4 is in the off state and Q3 is in the on state. Then only the channel 1 is biases the information to the output. In the same way for second also. When Q4 is cut off, Q3 conducts and transmits signal 1 to the output terminals. When Q4 is in the off state, Q3 transistor connects the input signal to the output, and when Q3 is in off position, when it is in off position, it is in the conducting position. Then the output is connected to the channel 2 information. When Q3 is cut off, Q4 is conducts. When Q3 is cut off, Q3 is going to conduct and it transmits the signal to the output terminals. Next, when the square wave generator switching the frequency is much higher than either signal frequency, bits of each signals are alternatively presented to the oscilloscopes vertically input to reproduce the two signals on the screens. So actually the electronic switch it will use two input signals at different time periods. That means it switches from channel A to channel B to channel A with a high range of speed. So when it is transferring that information, the frequency of the electronic switch is higher than the input signal, then it will passes some of the input bits to the output and it will display the two signals behavior on the screen, right? So then each signal are alternatively presented to the oscilloscope vertical input to reproduce the two signals on the screen. It will try to reproduce the signals. Next, here the R5 resistor potentiometer, the trace can be moved up or down by the position of control R5. So with the help of R5 resistor, we can adjust the position of the waveform vertically in the upward direction or downward direction. The traces can be overlapped for easy comparison. So we have a facility to overlap the two channels of information to measure the amplitudes or frequencies for easy comparison. Here the two input signals may have two different frequencies of signals informations. Channel A has separate signal frequency, channel 2 has separate signal frequency. The heights of the individual signals can be adjusted by the gain controls of R1 and R2. That is nothing but as amplitudes we can adjust. The sweep signal produced by the design is very linear and can be calibrated in time, and it can be calibrated in time per centimeter. It is very important, or inches, so that accurate time and frequency can be measured. So for measuring accurate time and frequency, we can calibrate the signal's behavior in the particular time. Right. So this is about electronic switch. So let us take once again we will take the revision for the today's class. Today's class we have discussed about dual trace CRO with a range of 0 to 15 megahertz, a practical block diagram, It consists of nearly 7 blocks. What are the 7 blocks? X channels, Y channels, trigger circuit, CRT, power supply circuit, and time-based generator, and electronic switching part. So these are the total 7 blocks in the dual trace CRO. The dual trace CRO is consisting of one is alternative display, alternative mode, and second one is sharp mode. 2 modes of operation will be has dual mode, dual trace CRO. Okay, this is about dual trace CRO. After the dual trace CRO, we have seen the concept of electronic switch. We have seen the concept of electronic switch. For the what it will do, the electronic switch. The electronic switch alternatively displays the 2 informations which will be available from the channel A or channel B. We have some 2 gain controls for the 2 channels, and we have a square wave generator to produce any channel info, any one of the channel information at the output side. So this is the electronic switch. In this electronic switch, we have gain controls and position control and square wave generator. Right. So here we have gain control, position control, and square wave generator. These are the 3 blocks are available in the electronic switch. So this is about today's class. In the next class, we will discuss the concept of sampling oscilloscopes. Thank you.